Mike Douglas is Michigan's retirement coach.
There is lots of information about this current status of Social Security, lots of savers, lots of people who put into the system frustrated over the looming insolvency. It's understandable, but perhaps a moment to reflect a bit, to understand the history of Social Security, what it was intended for originally, is what will help us know how we got to where we are. So that's what we're going to discuss here in this conversation today. Understanding Social Security as it was versus how it is today and the in-between. Mr. Douglas, please explain.
So first of all, we need to understand that Social Security did not appear out of nowhere. It wasn't designed as a bonus, a handout, or an investment. It was built as an insurance during a national crisis. To understand today's debates, you have to understand why it was created, how it evolved, and where it stands now. To understand Social Security today, you have to go back to when retirement didn't really exist. Social Security was created during the Great Depression. It was born in 1935 because millions of older Americans had no income safety net when the economy collapsed. Before 1935, there was no guaranteed retirement income. People's savings were wiped out by the stock market crash, and families were overwhelmed. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, and Congress approved what's called the Social Security Act. It was framed as earned insurance, funded by work, not welfare. The goal wasn't comfort, it was survival. So that's when it first came into being, 1935. Now, how it was designed to work is using payroll taxes as a social insurance. From day one, Social Security was pay-as-you-go insurance, not a personal savings account. So that's the big issue we see right now. A lot of people think of it as their own savings account. Payroll to taxes are introduced to fund the benefits. That's how it started out. We're going to start taking Social Security out of your paycheck. Workers paid in before benefits ever even began. Money collected from workers supports current retirees. That's the way it was set up from the beginning. That structure still exists today. A really important thing, though, there was never an individual account with your name on it. We think of it that way, and trust me, I agree with the feeling that I put this money in, I'd like to take it out, but it is not a safety deposit box. It's not a brokerage account. It was never your own individual account with your name on it. Benefits are calculated based on work history, not account balances. So when people say, I want my money back, they're describing a system of Social Security that was never meant to be. So it's important to understand that. The next thing is how Social Security expanded over time. Remember, this is a post-war and longer life expectancy issue. As America changed, Social Security expanded because the original version was too limited. In 1935, the life expectancy, I believe, was 67 years old, and you couldn't get benefits till 65. It was a two-pay, basically. As America changed, Social Security expanded because the original version was just too limited. In the 50s, disability benefits were added. 1965, Medicare created under the Social Security amendments. Now we have a social insurance for people age 65 or older. The coverage expanded to spouses, survivors, disabled workers. That's the increase of benefits being promised to the regular age people. Then on top of that, life expectancy rose. Retirement lasted longer. People were stopping work earlier and yet living longer, needing the benefits for a longer time. There's this great visual of LBJ signing the Medicare into law with Harry Truman standing right there with them. But we have to remember this, Social Security didn't grow because government got bored. It grew because Americans lived longer and needed more protection. So again, that's not to say that the funds have been managed perfectly or anything like that. But the reason of the expansion of benefits was to meet a growing need of the citizens. And so they kept giving away more and more benefits along the way. So how did we get where we are right now? Demographics changed and the design trade-offs. Where we are today, more retirees are retiring every day. We're in a phase called peak 65. More people are retiring now than ever in history. Yet there are fewer workers per beneficiary. Our birth rate is down. Less people are paying in through traditional Social Security taxes. So there's more people taking out and less people putting in. Longer lifespans than the system originally planned for. Golly, people are living, which is a great, beautiful thing. With the advancements of AI, with the advancements of medicine and technology, we're seeing a lot of people live into their 90s, if not even past 100. It's not that crazy anymore to hear that someone's in their 90s. My own grandfather is in his mid to late 90s, and he's going to continue to live for a while because it seems like he's very, very healthy. He's been getting Social Security almost my whole life, and yet he's still here getting it now. Social Security is still funded mainly by payroll taxes, which means that when payroll taxes are down, Social Security funding is down, yet the payouts are higher than ever. There is this great debate. The trust fund ability to pay the promises versus the program, is it going to disappear? Social Security has been adjusted before, and it likely will be again, but we are definitely coming up against a cliff for Social Security. People say around 2032 to 2034. That's when they say the trust fund is going to go upside down. So the question isn't, will they stop paying benefits? The question is, how will they restructure the program to most likely find a way to continue paying benefits? But they are telling us on Social Security's administration website, with no major reform, with no restructuring, they're going to cut all benefits by up to 23% is the new number. So they're going to cut all benefits by up to 23% if there's not a reform. So what should we do about it? What is our action items? Number one, position Social Security correctly. View it as a baseline. It's an inflation-adjusted income. It is not a full retirement plan. So understand it's a tool in the tool belt, but it is not the whole tool belt. Number two, avoid common mindset mistakes. Treating Social Security as optional extra money, that's an interesting one because you should really be planning for it intentionally. When do I take it? What are the consequences of taking it? How is it taxed? So on. Another mistake people make is they assume that current rules are guaranteed forever. They aren't. And also, building a retirement plan that depends on one income source is very risky. You want to have a diversified portfolio of different income streams. So if any one of them struggles, the other ones can help pick up the weight. And then lastly, defensive principles. Diversification of income matters. Flexibility oftentimes matters more than precision. I don't have to pick the perfect stocks or the perfect portfolio, but do I have the ability to have a malleable plan that changes and grows as I change and grow and as my needs change or grow in the future? Also, understanding the system can reduce the emotional decisions because you're using a fact-based thought process. It is completely reasonable to be emotional about your money. It's your life savings. It's everything you've been building and saving and living for. But yet we don't want to let our emotions to dictate terms. We don't want to allow our emotions to run the show, but emotions do help us understand where we get fear, where we get joy, where we have pleasure, where we have stress. So understand it. And then after we understand it, be self-actualized and say, okay, great. Now that I know that I'm really concerned about this money and it gets me stressed out, I may need to have someone who has a cooler head help me navigate this thing. It's not about predicting policy or predicting the market. It's about planning with uncertainty in mind. I always laugh when people say, can you believe the stock market's an all-time high? It always gets to all-time highs. When the market goes through a correction, people are amazed that the market goes through a correction or a reset. It happens all the time. And yet we act like it's the first time every time. Social Security wasn't designed to make anyone rich. It was designed to make sure Americans didn't grow old with nothing. And that perspective still matters today. If you want a deeper dive into building a Social Security strategy into your overall retirement income plan, reach out to us, michigansretirementcoach.com, or click the link below. We will have that conversation to make sure you understand Social Security and how you can use it for your terms.
Thanks for listening to Michigan's Retirement Coach with Mike Douglas. To learn more, visit michigansretirementcoach.com.
Michael Douglas is an investment advisor representative of Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Michael Douglas is licensed in your state, please call 517-323-7526. Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Michael B. Douglas, NPN number 9650939.